It's Sunday, January 27th, day 7. How are you guys doing? What did you do this weekend? How much time did you spend in the fetal position? Be honest. I hope that you're not finishing an entire bottle of whiskey. And if you are, I have 15 years sober, so let me know and I'll help you. All right, let's get this shit started. Over with. Let's get this shit over with. Tariffs on Colombia. Who's next? Should we put every country on a list and see how long it takes them to get threatened with tariffs? Anyways, Colombia turned a couple of planes of immigrants away. There's more than one country that is doing that right now. They are actually sending the immigrants on planes, and they're trying to obtain more aircraft for their mission. That's interesting because I know a lot of people are terrified about the idea of immigrants being put into private prisons. And I guess a bunch of people in our government purchased stocks for private prisons in the last week or so, around the time that this all started. So I think it made people pretty afraid. And, you know, interesting. They're sending them away. They're really sending them away. Again, I have mixed feelings about all of this. I would rather have them send people, I think, back to their countries than to put them into a prison. Especially with, and we're going to get to this, Senate Bill number 72 is terrifying. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. In any case, Trump is telling Colombia that he is going to slap a 25% tariff on them to start and then a 50% tariff 1 week later. Presumably, I don't know, he's giving them a ramp up because he wants them to collapse begging at his feet after 1 week. I mean, I don't know. He's a very vengeful person, to say the very least. You know what? Let's talk about Senate Bill number 72 now. It's heinous. Let's put it that way. Basically, it says that if somebody has entered our country illegally, that they can be put into prison for life with no chance of parole. Really fucking scary shit. It's basically a bill for slavery. Because they can be forced to work for free or for pennies on the dollar in a prison. And I believe this is on the table in Missouri and Mississippi. Missouri, I'm like 99% sure about. Mississippi, you might just want to double check on that. But there's a couple states, I do remember that for sure, where this is actually being tested, or they're, pushing it to see if they can get it to pass. Horrifying stuff. The worst kind of stuff imaginable. Elon Musk, he went to Germany recently. Actually, you know what? His face was up on a big screen the same way that Trump's was. So I don't know if he actually went or if they just put him onto a projector, but he spoke at the AfD rally. Now, the AfD is Germany's Nazi party, basically. It's a far, far, far right. It's further right than the Christian nationalists in our country. Essentially, they are Nazis. And the things he said to them are also horrifying. He basically said, no one should be ashamed of the Holocaust, and that children shouldn't be ashamed of the Holocaust, and that they should be proud of their German heritage. It's Nazi rhetoric, and he's a Nazi, and I'm not gonna pull punches about that because that's what he is. All of his reposts on X for quite some time have been far-right Nazi propaganda, and he is working tirelessly, along with the other thugs like Trump, to install far right-wing governments in every country. They're working on a takeover of the world. And it's really scary. It's happening in Canada right now, too. It's happening in Germany. It's happening a lot of places. So I hope that the world has the guts to do something about this. And we may need help. Our country may need some help. This is another horrible piece of news that Trump is basically saying that he wants to strip Gaza bare, meaning He's right that the buildings in Gaza are destroyed. He's right that Gaza is completely destroyed. But rather than allow the Palestinians to rebuild there, he wants to deport them. He is asking Jordan, Egypt, and I believe Iran to take all of the people that are still alive. I saw the video clip of him talking about this where he's saying, I don't know, there's something like 1 million people and these other countries just need to take them. They just need to take them. That conflict has been going on long enough. They need to be separated. So he has no intention of allowing the Palestinians to stay there. And here's some more unfortunate news about this. He either has given or is giving, has promised to give Israel a 2,000-pound bomb. Biden was not giving those bombs to Israel. He was supplying them with weapons, but not ones that are that destructive. Now my question is, what are they planning to do with it? Because I know they're in Lebanon right now. That's kind of my guess. I think that they've pretty much destroyed Gaza. And if they get their way and Trump starts helping them deport the Palestinians, they don't need to drop more bombs on Gaza. But he's literally using the words that he just wants to clear the place out. It's not good, you guys. It's really fucking bad. These people are... Sorry, that's my dryer. Also, why does a dryer need a fucking buzzer that long? I'm sorry. One quick beep is more than sufficient, dude. Like, it doesn't need to be 30 seconds long. The rain in LA. It's been raining for days, and it is helping to diminish the fires. However, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Now, the authorities are concerned about mudslides and toxic ash. That is another place that is going to be incredibly difficult to rebuild because it has burned to the ground. You know, historically, obviously, California has a tremendous amount of money. They have the amount of money they need, I'm sure, to rebuild, but it's going to take a long time. And there's a lot of people that are displaced right now. I'm sure they're going to be moving other places in our country, in some cases, or other places in California until they can. They're going to have to... Like, are you fucking serious? 2 buzzers. Not necessary. Still going. It's still going. I meant to mention this earlier. There are hundreds of thousands of people protesting in the streets in Germany right now. All across Germany. It's not just Berlin. It's literally all across Germany. All the major cities. I've seen a lot of videos. It's hundreds of thousands of people. They are not trying to do round 2. They are not interested in round 2 of 1930. And they see the writing on the wall. They've been through this before. They know what it sounds like. Many of them have read a lot about the history of what happened. They're not fucking gonna let them get away with it, which gives me some hope. Again, my question is, who's gonna do something? Who's gonna step in? Because clearly, at least up until this moment, our government has failed us. Our government is now infiltrated. It has failed. And now we have Pete Hegseth commanding the military. We have a lot of men in charge that don't want women to be able to vote anymore. Dire motherfucking straits. The South Korean president, President Yoon, has been indicted for insurrection. They're holding him in prison. Hint, hint. Please help us, someone. He's facing the potential death penalty. It's either life in prison or the death penalty. And I think that is a fair fucking sentence for what he did. You can't just... If you let psychopathic and sociopathic people, frequently men, no offense, I love men, but it's a lot of dudes And it just is a function of our world at this point that it's mostly men in power. Or if a woman were to do the same thing, she should face the same fucking consequences. You can't let people with no empathy get into positions of power and then do a huge power grab, or else millions of people die. End of story. We've seen it happen over and over and over again throughout human history, and we're staring down the barrel of a gun right now. I'm going to end on this note. It's going to be a little shorter tonight. Trump is saying that inflation isn't a big priority to him. He doesn't give a shit that the cost of food is high. His quote was, how many times can you say an apple has doubled in price? What that means, I'll translate for you. He doesn't know what the fuck to do about it, because our government doesn't control the prices of food. They fucking don't. That's corporate greed, bitch. And it's price gouging. And price gouging is notoriously extremely difficult to prosecute. It's difficult to prove. We need... I don't know what we need. What do we need, dude? Aliens. I think we need... Where do they go? Are they still here? Remember that a few weeks ago? I don't know. If you're not on TikTok, you probably don't remember that. If you are on TikTok, you probably saw the videos. Help! Help! I'm going to tell you one more tidbit fact about aliens, in case you're interested. There's a lot of documentaries showing aliens dismantling nukes. Some people say, in these documentaries, that nuclear weapons affect them as well. Now that the government has admitted that there's aliens that live here in our ocean, isn't that weird? And like, we don't even fucking care. I barely care. I am interested in stuff like that, but I'm tired, bitch. Are you gonna help us? If the answer is no, then I don't give a shit. But they may prevent nuclear war, at least. I think that's good. I think that's good. You know, yeah. We do. We need a miracle. We need a miracle. In the meantime, I hope you guys eat some dinner, watch some stand-up comedy, and get ready to go back to your little fucking job tomorrow and pretend that everything is fine. That's so fun. Isn't that fun? Just trying to pretend to be mentally stable at work. It's a good time. It's a good time. You know, especially when they like tell you that they want you to have high energy. They want you to smile a lot. I'm like, yeah, I'm smiling. I'm smiling because maybe this will be over any second. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Love you. Happy Sunday. Sad Sunday. I don't know. We need a new phrase. And I will see you tomorrow. Usually Mondays are kind of big news days, so fingers crossed. I have some... I'm going to make a news wish list. I don't know who to send it to, though, because I don't think that Santa replies to that. I'm going to figure it out. Maybe Satan will reply. Somebody better fucking reply. I'm making my news wish list, and there's a few things that are going to be on the top of it, and I bet you can guess what they are. See ya.